Hi friends, this is Dr. Chinmay Surve from Albert Einstein Institute, a PhD scientist. Today I'll be talking about the Wuhan coronavirus, why we need a lockdown, and its relationship with the incubation period of virus. So let's get started. To understand the incubation period and the lockdown, we first need to understand how does a viral infection starts, how does it replicate, and then starts infecting others. So the first step of viral infection is binding of the viral particle to the protein receptor on the surface of our cell. Once it binds, it attaches to the cell surface, gets inside the cell, and then releases a genetic material, in this case the RNA. The RNA of the virus then hijacks the cellular system, making more RNAs like itself. Once there are enough RNAs, the viral RNA starts hijacking the translational machinery, the machinery which is required to produce proteins and lipids, which are then required to create the virus. The, the viral RNA then starts producing all this material required to create a virus, and once the virus is made by hijacking the cellular system, it starts to shed the virus. This shedding process is when the infection starts. So each individual person has different rate of viral infection, viral replication, viral translation, and then formation of viral particle. The time from infection to visibility of symptoms is therefore different because the development of symptoms depends on the number of virus which have been generated in your body. The greater the number generated quicker, the earlier you'll see the symptoms. So the mean incubation period for the Wuhan coronavirus is about 5 to 6 days, but in 90% of the people who get infected, the symptoms are shown about 12 to 19 days. So in 12 to 19 days, the virus is still getting produced, but the number of viral particles required to produce symptoms haven't been reached for certain individuals. Some individuals, the viral number reaches in a day. Some individuals which are strong with a healthy immune system, the viral number required to reach to see symptoms are about 19 days. This is information which is already published by various people in scientific community. Taking this into consideration, lockdown is necessary because, as you can see, even though symptoms develop after 12 to 19 days, the virus is still getting shed, it's getting reproduced, it's getting replicated, and infecting others for all these days. So a symptomatic person can infect others without knowing that they have virus, which will take up to 19 days to show as symptoms. Lockdown prevents the viral spread of these disease carriers, breaking the chain of spread. That's why lockdown is critical to prevent the rate of infection. The next concept I wanted to talk to you guys about is flattening the curve, which you may have heard quite a few times. What exactly is flattening the curve? So, initial stages of the virus, day zero, the rate of infection is here, and the amount of time is here. The rate of infection is very rapid because the people are not immune to the virus, there are no medicines, so a lot of people are getting infected. There comes a certain point when the rate of infection becomes equal to the rate of recovery. This is called the flattening of the curve. Why does this happen? This happens because people either get immune to it, there are medicines available, and that's why the number of new infections reduces and the number of people who are getting discharged increases. This is called curve flattening. And after the curve flattening, we see a decline in the rate of infection. That's where we want to be. So what happens when we have a lockdown? The rate of infection is significantly reduced, as the reason why I already told you is the asymptomatic carriers are unable to infect because they are locked up in a secure environment where they have only limited people they interact with. So the rate of infection is significantly slower, and the amount of infections are lower compared to when there is no lockdown, and the curve is even more flatter than when you have no lockdown. Similarly, the rate of recovery is even faster than when you have no lockdown. That's why this is called flattening of the curve, and lockdown is critical to reach the flattening of the curve faster. As an example, Italy had this kind of a curve where they did not impose restrictions on people movement or on other things. Whereas South Korea is a very good example of this kind of flattening of the curve, where they went aggressive, locked down certain areas or certain people, and were able to have this kind of curve. Again, reiterating, lockdown is necessary to reduce the number of people getting infected, which will allow us to reach the curve flattening faster, and is an effective way in dealing with number of infections. I would like to thank you for listening to my video. Please like, share, and subscribe to Scientist Vlogs. Signing off, Dr. Chinmay Survey. Thank you.